addition and subtraction of fractions. If your fraction has the same denominator, that's the bottom number, the down number, down for denominator, then adding and subtracting them is very simple. For example, if you have 3/5 and you add on 1/5, you will get 4/5. Now note that the denominator stays the same, you just have to add the numerators. The same with subtraction. If it's the same denominator, 2/6 take away 1/6 will be 1/6. That's all very good, but of course it's not as simple as that, because you may be given a question. Denominators are not the same. For example, what is 1/3? Add on 1/4. Now on the fraction line, thirds and quarters don't match up, but what we can do is we can change our thirds and quarters to a fraction with a denominator that they can both be made equal to. And that was a complicated sentence. What I mean is, you're looking for a way of changing thirds and changing your quarter to a fraction that will have the same denominator for both. And for that to happen, you need to think of what number can 3 be multiplied to get and 4 be multiplied to get. In other words, what number has 3 as a factor and 4 as a factor? Can you think of a number that 3 goes into and 4 goes into? It's both in the 3 times table and the 4 times table? Yes, you've got it. 12ths are both in the 3 and 4 times table. So we're not changing the value of the third or the quarter, we're simply changing it to make them equal to 12ths, because then we can add and subtract them easily. So let's take the first one. 1/3 is equal to how many 12ths? Well, remember with equal fractions, whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top, and by that we're talking about multiply or divide. So for 3 to become 12, we had to multiply it by 4. Therefore, we have to do the same to the top. 1 times 4 is 4. So 1/3 is the same as 4/12. It's the same amount. Now we have to do the same with a quarter. We have to change a quarter to 12ths. Now, what did we have to do for the 4 to become 12? And we're talking about multiply or divide. Well, it got bigger, so it's multiplying. We multiplied it by 3. And whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top in a fraction to make equal. So we have to times our 1 by 3, which gives us 3. So 1/3 is the same as 4/12, and a quarter is the same as 3/12. Now it's easy to add them together, because all we do is we say 4/12 add on 3/12 equals 7/12. We can add them together because they have the same denominator. They're the same type of fraction. So 1/3 add on 1/4 is 7/12. Let's try another one. Okay, what about 3/5 add on 7/10? Now, fifths and tenths don't look the same, so we're going to make them equal. We're going to make them equal to a fraction that has the same denominator. So you've got to think of a number that 5 is a factor of and 10 is a factor of. Hey, but wait a minute, 5 is a factor of 10, so we can make them both equal to tenths. This one is already tenths, so let's make 3/5 equal to tenths. 3/5 is equal to how many tenths? Whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. 5 times 2 is 10, so we have to multiply with a 3 by 2, and that gives us 6. So 3/5 is the same as 6/10. So we can put our 6/10 there because they're the same. So now all we have to do is do 6/10 add on 7/10. They're going to be tenths. 6 add on 7 is 13. So your answer is 13/10. The same happens with subtracting. What is 7/8? Take away a half. Okay, well, we have to make them equal to fractions with the same denominator. 2 and 8 are both factors of 8, so we can keep 7/8 as it is, but we have to change a half to 8ths. So we do the usual. Whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. 1/2 is the same as 4/8. Now they have the same denominator, so it's easy to subtract them. 7/8 take away 4/8 equals 3/8. So 7/8 take away a half is 3/8.